My name is Leonardo Ortega. I am a project manager of the program called Work in Estonia. And I'm here to tell you a bit more also from a person's perspective. Perhaps many e-residents have come to Estonia, visited, and got the e-residence card, and they like it, so they're thinking about moving to Estonia to also work and live here or do business. So I'm going to talk to you a bit of why is it that people choose to Estonia, and also about the reasons why I choose to stay in Estonia. Because honestly, when I came here first time, I didn't know much about it. I came here for studies. But the reasons over the 5 years that I have been now of why I stayed in Estonia, I'm going to discuss them with you. And the first question usually is, what is Estonia? So we like to define Estonia as Northern Europe's hub for knowledge and digital business. Many people are amazed to know that we use euro, that we are in the European zone, in the Schengen area, in NATO. And might not be surprising to you guys, but it's important that actually we let the world outside know what this is it. So with the people that they come here, there is 1.3 million people here because I believe that bigger things come in smaller packages. And there is 190 plus nationalities living in Estonia, which means more and more Estonia is becoming diverse. And just to bring a small comparison is the amount of people that live in Belgium are actually 11.3 million, and we actually have a bigger territory than Belgium. So just to see a comparison there. And about 70% of the population here in Estonia are Estonians. So why is it that making these people come here? And we can see that there is a growing trend. More and more people are coming to Estonia. This is just to show you some numbers that about 5 years ago, people that coming from outside the EU, only specifically for working purposes, are increasingly. So now there is 2.5 more times the residence permits given to this special group. And this is only one part of the population. There is also people coming from inside the EU. There is also family accompanying these people. And there are also people that are coming for any other purposes, such as family reunification, international students, and so. So this also contributes to the development of Estonia and the innovation and the whole ecosystem that we have going on here. And we believe that it's one of the cool things that Estonia has to offer primarily to those people that are coming for working reasons, is that Estonia, it's a very cool place to accelerate the career. And I'm going to talk a bit more about it. It has huge possibilities for self-realization. All the digital services that you can access online and that you can do less bureaucracy for, it's also what people like. The fact that it has a fresh air and also a cool and clean environment, and also the safety of Estonia, and a high quality of life in a much more affordable way than in any other European cities. So I'm going to take you through these sort of arguments. The first one is accelerate your career. So things in Estonia happen much faster than in other countries. Because of the size of its population, then it can have way more opportunities for a person that is coming to work here in Estonia. So what do I mean exactly by this? The first one is that there is little organizational hierarchy. Basically, it doesn't matter how long have you been in the company. If you have an idea and you want to speak up, then you can most likely go to the top management of your firm, and they will definitely hear you out. They will treat you as an employee, as a colleague, and not as a subordinate. So actually, that's one really cool thing. And a couple of years ago, we did a survey among different foreigners living in Estonia, asking them, what is it that you really like about here? And they say that they can achieve their careers much faster than in any other countries. So while the competition in other places, such as Berlin and Singapore, is quite high, here in Estonia, there are plenty of opportunities for everyone, especially in the ICT sector. And this is something that people like myself and other foreigners already living in Estonia actually said. And also, what we like is the mentoring programs by the companies, or just the fact that the companies are not afraid of you developing yourself. If you're building a career, they won't hold you back, but they actually will help you. They promote entrepreneurship and then promote the fact that you are getting yourself ahead of yourself. Even if you will move to the outside of the company, they will actually help you grow it. So they want to grow with you, they want to grow the company with you. It doesn't matter if you later go to another one, because we accept the fact that the world is being more mobile. And also, my favorite is the meritocracy. Here it doesn't matter whether you are young, whether you're a junior, whether you're coming from one country or another, but the fact that if you do your job well, then you'll be rewarded. So compared to other countries, this gives you the doors to open your career much faster. And I take the example of myself. 3 years ago, I graduated from the university, and now I'm part of this national program on a government level, which is something that I don't think would have happened from the place where I come from that fast. And the other thing is that for the ICT sector, you can access the labor market quite quickly. Everything is done in Estonia, as in the ICT sector, so you wouldn't have any problems. And also Finnish and Russian are spoken as well, very much widely. This might not be as true for other areas, such as, for example, human resources or medical staff, because there, Estonian is more needed. But in general, there is a low language barrier, so you can manage to do everything in English, including your everyday life. The second thing that is mentioned most often is the digital society. And Estonia was named the most advanced digital society by the Wired magazine, because Estonians are pathfinders who have managed to create a system that saves time and money, and it's efficient and transparent. So as Adam was mentioning before, the society that we live here, it's a very digital society. Most of the documentation can be done online. 99% of the services are also available through the web, so you don't spend time on the bureaucracy and actually focus on the things that you want to do. And it has been also proven that for every single citizen that does the things online, it can save up to 5 years, 5 days in 1 year, which meaning that you have basically one more week for holidays. So, and as e-residency explained, this service is not only open to Estonians, but also it's open to the people that are outside of Estonia but want to take the same advantage of this. So just to give you a few more other indicators, it's not something that it's on paper and people talk about, but the actual Estonians use the services on a day-to-day basis, with over 98% with this ID card. And also the entire country is covered in like 4G broadband connection, which will become actually 5G. And most of the companies are also created online. So this really matters to people, because then it leaves them more time to do what they actually want to do or focus on their work. And I think it's because of this that Estonia has become also startup hub and a hub for innovation. And it's the number 3 in Europe for the numbers of startups per capita. So you have companies such as TransferWise, Pipedrive, Fortuma, that are changing the world with their own new and innovative solutions. And there's a reason, we believe, why they are here. And the third thing that we mentioned is fresh air and clean nature. In reality, these Estonians, they always can't take this for granted, because they have lived here all life. But for people coming from different environments where are more contaminated and more polluted, this actually improves their way of life. In Estonia, there is the 4th most clean air in the world, according to the World Health Organization, and there is over 50% of territory covered in forest. So wherever you are, you can actually take your car, drive it for 20, 30 minutes, and then you will be in a place where, on your own, with fresh air, no one to bother. And one cool thing is also that Estonia has the first nation EV charging network, which was deployed in the year 2012. So if we take a look at Tallinn specifically, comparing to other cities according to Teleport, it also has, it's 25% more clean than other areas. For example, Toronto or Berlin, which I would say they are already very clean cities. but here there is a place that for the people that love a clean environment. The other thing that is being brought up by the foreigners themselves is safety. Crime rates are low, and also cybersecurity, cyber hygiene. These are very interesting topics that are covered on a day-to-day basis here. And a cyber defense center is located here in Estonia. So compare again to other countries in the world. It's, according to Teleport, it's a very safe place to be. There are here also no earthquakes or no tsunamis or things like that. So, I like to say that it's very safe that even in the sea or in the beach, they don't have much waves here. And then the other thing is, last one is about the living being affordable with a high quality. So it is relatively inexpensive to compared to other European hubs here, because housing is much more affordable. There is free public transportation in Tallinn, for example. And then the less you spend, then the more money you get to actually focus on the things you like. So people are always wondering about the salary. What is the salary in Estonia? How much will I earn if I come? One example is that the average salary is about 1,200 euros, but in IT it's much higher, about double, 2,100 euros. So compared to other major hubs, this might not seem as big numbers, but in reality is that if you have more experience, then you will earn more. And for example, team leader in ICT with 2-3 years of experience can earn up to 3,300 euros a month. Just to also give you an idea, you will be spending less in housing than if you would go to any other major hubs. For example, with Singapore, it doesn't compare that much as the rents are higher. So this is for a 3-room apartment, for example. And just to give you also an idea, you can check several statistics, which I can pass them later on. But a meal in McDonald's would be €5.50, and a beer will be around €3.50. So compared to other European capitals, then the cost in Estonia would be lower. So these are some of the positive things, of course. We try to bring people to come to Estonia, work, have a nice life. But is it too good to be true? Well, it's not always perfect. There are some negative things. And one of the things that people mention the most when they come to Estonia, and I've lived here for a while, it's the weather. And the weather, it can be kind of Nordic. So I'm from Mexico myself, and people always ask, like, what the hell is a Mexican doing here in Estonia? And I think the first thing that comes into their minds is this, like, guy frozen up somewhere, lost in the snow. But I'm probably a weird Mexican. I like the cold weather. I like the snow. So I try to make the most out of it. And then the Estonians also try to make the most out of it. They have different activities during the winter. It's really cool to walk on a frozen sea. I've never done that before in my life. So you get new experiences, going from the sauna, jumping onto the ice, just enjoying walking the nature, different winter parks and winter attractions. So there's definitely plenty of ways to enjoy the bad weather or the cold weather if you are living in Estonia. So this is not only something that I do for a job, talking how cool is Estonia, but I actually believe I came to Estonia and I stayed because of many of these reasons. And talking to different foreigners, they also agree with these arguments. And even Glassdoor, which is a recruiting and portal for jobs in the world, it's one of the biggest ones. It named Estonia as the best country to get a job in 2016. But as the companies, as the more people are coming, as I mentioned before, then also the companies are growing. So there is still a labor shortage in Estonia. The biggest one is in the ICT sector. So it's really cool to see this type of conference where there are many companies growing and looking for people. But there is also in healthcare, in medical stuff, in energy, engineers needed. And that's why also Estonia created this project, the Work in Estonia project. which is trying to match all those people that are looking for an opportunity abroad with all the opportunities that are offered by the companies located in Estonia. So it has all the English job offers in one single place if you are interested in looking for opportunities outside your home country. And these are just some of the examples of the companies that usually are actively hiring people. And the thing is that as they are growing, they need more and more people. And the people move for the reasons, some of the reasons that I mentioned before. But also the companies need reasons to establish here in Estonia or to decide to originate here in Estonia. So what are these reasons? Basically, a good business environment. For example, the World Economic Forum said that Estonia is #1 in entrepreneurial activity because it has a lively community, it has events like this that happen all the time, and it's being generating in the new ideas and innovative ideas in the form of startups and different companies established. It has a very transparent system, and also the ease of doing business compared to other countries. It's really good. So what is this ease of doing business, what I was mentioning? Basically, it means that you can do most of the things online as a physical person. You can do it as a company, access most of the services online. So there is a transparent business culture with Estonian, kind of like the no bullshit culture. And also, it takes you very few hours to actually deal with the bureaucracy itself. You can manage your taxes online, and you can manage your company from any location where you are, as long as you have this internet connection. So similar to e-residency. But also what is very important to the companies is the take tax system. So it is important that Estonia has basically a favorable laws and regulations that have a simple, flat tax system that generates very good opportunities for the environment for the companies. So for example, unique in the world is the 0% tax on reinvested and retained profits, meaning that if you reinvest the money into the company, then it won't be taxed. And the other cool thing is that Estonia is reducing the flat tax rate from 20%. In 3 years, that will be 14%. So Estonia is really trying to get companies not only to be established here, but actually simplify the regulations for them and allowing them to grow by charging them less tax and allowing the companies to put more money into their main activity source. And of course, you can do all the taxation online, as it was mentioned also by my colleague previously. And so another thing what they choose here in Estonia is connectivity. By air, Estonia is well connected through Helsinki Airport, which is really just around the corner, 80-something kilometers away from here. And then Tallinn Airport is one of the closest in the world. By sea, you can reach many of the different cities around here in Tallinn. And also the city of Tallinn and Helsinki actually have reached agreements in order to pursue a tunnel that would connect the two cities, Helsinki and Tallinn, and hopefully boosting the innovation and the economic growth, not only of these two cities, but actually of the region. And this is already something that is actually going to happen. And by land, there is also a project called Rail Baltic, which basically it's about a train that would unite the north and the west from Tallinn all the way to Berlin by an electric powered train. So these are things that are happening, and these are things that are important for businesses and for the people that would like to consider Estonia as a destination. So being here, visiting with the other companies, it's good to see that there are also a growing gaming industry. You have different companies that probably you know already better than I do that are creating very cool things and then trying to expand or trying to grow in Estonia. And the reason why is this is also because there is also a huge growth also of the investments that are made into Estonia. So for example, last year, it was a record for the venture capital that was more than 260 million euros for this. So it is not something that we are talking about, it's something that we are seeing backed up by data, and that the companies are really happy, not only because of the type of talents that they can find here, but because it's more and more the ecosystem that is allowing them to actually grow and focus on their main business. So as a last slide, I just wanted to put it together. Whether you are a person that is trying to grow professionally, look a new challenge abroad, or whether you are a company or an entrepreneur who has a vision and tries to establish a company, then Estonia is a good place to consider. It is the best and the unique digital society in the world. It has different government solutions that are offered throughout its services, and also it really tries to make the company's growth compared to other countries. So if you have any questions, whether the business working in Estonia or a startup, then I'm also going to be here. They have a stand, enter eEstonia, and you can also ask me any questions as well. Thank you.